Okay, but I will get started. Hello, everyone. Very nice to have you here. We are today talking about Phat Contract 2.0 Demo Day. My name is Zoe, VP of Growth at Phat Network, and we had our first launch event last week as a space here on Huddle platform. Just talking and talking about the use cases that we have built with Phat Contract and introducing our new partnerships that Phala have built with Zurf, with Huddle01, as well as with Airstack. You can find all of our partnership announcements on our internal blog. So thank you everyone for joining. We have Marvin here, our co-founder at Phala Network. We have Dr. Shelvin, our lead researcher and product lead for Phat Contract. Then we have Ramit, who is product manager at Huddle01. We have Alex, head of sales from Airstack, and Daniel, CMO, co-founder of Zurf. Hello, and Josh, our director of tech evangelism, also from Phala Network. Very cool. We are also, hello everyone that joins in this meeting here today. We are also live streaming this to Twitter or X. You can also watch the video afterwards there as a recording. Everyone here in the meeting will be, of course, muted, so we can actually provide the stage to the speakers. And also, it's our first time that we are hosting this kind of meeting on the Huddle01 platform. So with our new partner, it's great to use their product actually in our own events. Last time it was a space only about voice, and today we are actually also doing the screen share. And 1 second, I have to mute all the participants. Cool. Yeah, that's a little bit of a workaround here. Cool, guys. So just to let you know what to expect today, we wanted to, different from the last space that we did last week, today we want to actually go into the screen share and showcase, get hands-on to showcase what kind of demos we have actually built. We have talked about them in our last event, and today we want to showcase this to you and also have our partners be able to communicate and comment on the demos that we made available with Phat Contract 2.0. We will receive a short intro, maybe from Marvin, to give us an update on Phat Contract launch overall, because we had a successful launch last week. Then Dr. Shelvin will go into the Phat Contract UI and give an update on our features that we have launched in the templates. Then we are going over into the Airstack demo that will be presented by Josh. And Alex from Airstack is here also to provide some feedback. Then we are also showcasing the demo from Zurf that will be presented by Daniel. And of course, the Huddle01 demo will be presented by Dr. Shelvin. And then we also have some more use cases that have been built on Phat Contract in our last hackathons. So just to give you some inspiration on what can actually be done with Phat Contract. Cool. I think this was a long enough intro. First question, maybe to you, Marvin. How did the overall Phat Contract 2.0 launch felt to you? What are you excited about now going to see with Phat Contract after we launch this upgrade?
Okay, thank you, Zoe. I will try to be quick. First of all, I want to thank all of our partner guests here. Huddle, Airstack, and Zurf. Thank you so much for supporting our launch event, and it's really valuable to Phala Network that we are launching a Phat Contract 2.0 that with the solid partners. And long words in short, I personally think this is a big moment for Phala community and our network, since I think Phat Contract present a typical practice for the best usage of decentralized computation. And when we're talking about computation, people always come out with these ideas, such as render token or GPU rendering heavy computation. But we are very focused on the providing the computation infrastructure for Web3 native use cases. So and this is the moment when it comes to true, which is by off-chain computation with trustless Web3 developers are able to extend the data access and the processing of data, all of the data set in a trustless way. So this is what we are reaching out. And Phat Contract 2.0 means the major feature come into practice. You can use it now, and it's trustless. It's verifiable. It doesn't compromise with any centralized, services. So I think this is a big moment. And to specific to the features, it's a combination of breaking the limits of any data set. So it means that developers are able to integrate any API such as Huddle, right, Airstack, and Zurf, like any API into any EVM smart contract. So basically, now is the time to unlimit any ideas for decentralized application building. And based on the current trend, right, most of the developers are trying to build decentralized applications built on multi-infrastructures. For example, Zurf is trying to build social application or monetization ideas on top of maybe links for Caster, Twitter, both include Web 2 and Web 3. And now it's possible to do it for like complex or super dApp with the features of Phat Contract 2.0. So this is the point. We are trying to bring the possibility for dApp developers unlimited any ideas, because now your smart contract are able to connect with any API, any dataset, and it's really an honor to integrate with the best upcoming infrastructures like Airstack and Huddle. So yeah, congrats everyone, and I will give the mic back to Zoe. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much, Marvin. Beautiful summary also. Very great to hear this from you. And yeah, let's get started into the demo showcases. We want to start with Dr. Shelvin to maybe recap on Phat Contract 2.0 feature upgrades. And I think he wants to share his screen to walk us through the newly launched UI. Over to you, Shelvin.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, hope you can see my screen. Yeah, and actually this is the latest UI of Phat Contract, and I think there is many things to talk about here. But the first thing I will talk about here is here. So it's about the template we have talked about. So actually each template is represents like a one stop solution for a certain problem. So and it includes like all the things you need to solve some problem. For example, to build an oracle, so it will give you the Phat contract, it will give you the smart contract, it will give you all the tools to test and to develop your contract to make them really works. Yeah. So and now actually when we release the Phat Contract 2.0, we have released with two templates here. So the first is the updated version of the previous Lens API Oracle. So yeah, because in the previous Lens API Oracle, like the data you can get from that is limited, so it's hard coded. But in this version, you are totally free to customize anything you want to get from the Lens API. And also, we provide the general purpose starter kit. So it's consists of the JavaScript and like the Solidity code contract. So actually, you can use it to define any like connections you want. For example, to connect like any APIs or any chains. Yeah, and I'll say, and there will be actually more templates to come. So hopefully we will release at least one new template every month. So based on the requirements from our partners and also our community. Yeah. And for each template, actually, usually it consists of like a very detailed introduction about how it works. and like the beneficials, and also like since actually we have released it for some time, and also we have host some hackathon. We have already have some like projects using such templates. So we would like to share it to all our users so they can directly maybe get some good ideas from existing use cases. And actually, to deploy a contract, to deploy such a solution is very easy. You just need to specify like the name of your project and like because it supports different blockchain, so you are free to use different accounts. For example, here I want this project to connect to like the Polygon Bombay testnet, and I can just use these accounts to create an oracle for that. Yeah. And I think another very important features is here. So it's about the how we can use these project to connect to different chain. So you can see I have created like a Polygon Bombay test account here, but actually we can very easily support other chains. So because Phat Contract supports different blockchains at the protocol level. So this means, for example, now we can directly support like Ethereum, any Ethereum testnet, the base testnet, and the Polygon testnet, or even like Polygon ZK EVM testnet, and like Arbitrum testnet and mainnet. And actually, we can support more, but I think I don't want a very long list here. So actually, you are free to bring your own RPC endpoints here. So even only if you can bring your RPC here, actually, and we can connect to that blockchain. So I would say that will be very strong for you to build solutions to support like any blockchains. And then we can see, I think this part should be quite, already being quite familiar. So for example, actually we provide, this is a deployed project, which is by me. I will demo this a bit later. So actually in the last version, we have talked with some devs and we find that like the configuration of Phat Contract based project can be a little hard because it's usually involve both Phat Contract and like the smart contract on the other side. So usually people get confused when they try to connect these two parts. So we add some like examination functionality here. So it will automatically check whether you have correctly configured your Phat Contract and the smart contract. And you can very easily like check everything here. So still, I think the best part of the because previously we are known as the privacy preserving project, so this is also kept here. So for example, any setting you put here, it will not be public on chain, so it's only available in your Phat Contract. So yeah, I think actually I was planning to go through some project details, but I think let's leave it just later. So I will hand over back. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Sharon. Very beautiful to see. And as we also discussed in our first event, that Phat Contract 2.0, the upgrade is really about the developer experience, right? The UI, the UX, like the whole journey to actually make Phat Contract usable and being implemented in your backend. And of course, the expansion of like the whole chains, as Dr. Shervin explained, like the whole expansion of the omni-chain approach that you can implement into your smart contracts. Very cool. So we are going to see some more features later on, Dr. Shervin. But now I would like to actually hand over to Josh, as Josh will showcase us what we have created for the Airstack team. And Alex, feel free to jump in later to comment and provide your feedback, and also maybe explain what we are going to do with this integration.
Okay, let me share my screen. Nice. So just to kind of preface like what I'm going to demo here. So on Airstack, you have your on-chain graph here. I did it for my ENS domain, and there's like some scoring here, so you can generate a different score. So this demo that I'm going to show is pretty similar. I take a subset of these queries and And what I'm doing is I'm running it locally on Scaffold ETH. So just for like timing's sake, but what I'll show here is you'll be able to do the same thing here, configure your score here, and with the different queries that I support. So I just supported 5 queries. And then you're able to then set that in the consumer contract so that whenever you request for a risk score for a specific account that you want to interact with, it'll generate a score based on that single user, opposed to having it generated for all the users that you interact with on your on-chain graph. So I'll go to the example for the demo. So I created here just like a little simple front end with Scaffold ETH. So it has like the total risk score requests, which are just simple requests, and then the risk score value that will be reported whenever the Phat contract reports back the calculated risk score value based on the multipliers that I configure. So what I'll do here is I'll just add this one. So the first one is like requester is following target. So on like any kind of like Web3 social, the requester is following the target address that we're going to define here. So I'll put that here. I'll put beta shop or I can put, yeah, I think I can put that here based on the, apologies. I can put Bishop here, and then and the next one will be like requester transactions to and from target account. So for this one, it's just the number of transactions that that I've potentially have had with betashop.eth. The next one is is this the primary ENS domain tied to this account? So I can just add some values here. And then the next one is target has lens or Farcaster accounts. This can easily be separated for like the full feature, but for now, I just use both accounts just to determine the score. And then does the target address have POAPs from in real life events? So I add this as a multiplier here, and then I'll set it here. And then from there, I'll just submit a request. Cool. So I have my score now here, and if you look in this top right, like the Phat contract was calculated a score of 81 for betashop.eth. I'll do another one for my ENS domain and generate another request here. And what's happening here whenever it hits this request? See, like my risk score is 6 compared to like Betashop's, right? So this would be like a very, very risky transaction with me based on this account's like a on-chain graph in this case. But what's happening is the Phat contract sees that a request for a new risk score is added to the consumer contract. So whenever it sees that, it pops that action request off the queue. And then the code in the backend, which is the Phat contract 2.0, it's taken the 5 queries, the GraphQL queries, and sending HTTP requests to the Airstack API. It's returning that data, and then from there, I'm able to compute a risk score based on my own customized logic, and then be able to report a score back to the consumer contract. And this is what you just visualized here with the 2 risk score requests. But that's just the simple overview. But yeah, so I can turn it back to you now.
Great. Thank you for showcasing this, Josh. Yeah, I would just hand over to Alex directly. Your thoughts and like also how you perceived it internally, this demo.
Yeah, I mean, first off, Josh, that great. Like, thank you for demoing that, and the Follow team as well, Marvin and team. Thanks for having us. We love, like, one of the great things about Follow, and actually all the folks that are up here on the speaker panel, is we have a lot of alignment with the builders. We've run into these teams at hackathons, and then now we get to kind of work together because there's a really cool coalesce between the read data and the execution layer that a Phat contract can offer. So Initially, I think, Josh, what you built is something that we're seeing a lot of folks working on right now. It's a really important, problem to solve, is like, how do you build more user relevancy into Web3 apps? So when someone joins your app, they're recommended folks that they want to be connected to, or like what you built, Josh, I think is going to have, like those types of, apps are going to have really powerful implications for like lending. And, you tie in ZK on top of that, like on-chain graph, and you have like a really holistic view of who that person is. And you can do that in a really safe, verifiable manner with things like ZK. So yeah, I mean, at Airstack, there's a lot we can do, but I love working on really specific use cases like that. And I think that that on-chain graph like ties into so much more, right? Like think about spam filtration. A lot of the biggest wallets are building and working on similar things for wallet-to-wallet messaging right now. So, you get instead of the 5,000 USDC vouchers, you're actually going to get, the folks that you want to hear from make it into your inbox. So, building positive signals off on-chain data. But yeah, it's awesome. I think the biggest win here is for the builders that want to work on this and want to tie in the execution layer with surfacing powerful data from our APIs and being able to shorten their ramp in development and deploy it, in a really easy to do environment using Phat contracts and Airstack. And so, I mean, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Our team's really excited about it. It was really well received on our end. And I'm looking forward to hear, Daniel from Zurf. We'd actually spoke the other week, and they're working on, something that's really, really closely aligned with all of this. And thanks for hosting us, Huddle, as always. You guys have an awesome product and doing some great things in RTC. So yeah, it's just great to be here. We're happy to, take part in this, and I'm sure we'll end up, doing a whole bunch of stuff down the road, whether it's around hackathons or demo days like this.
Love it. Thank you so much, Alex. This was the trust score demo for Airstack. And as Alex also said, stay tuned for further use cases that we are building together, as well as maybe some campaigns or hack challenges coming up for any developer interested in actually working further on this integration between Phala and Airstack. Cool. Yeah, let me hand over to Daniel now from Zurf, CMO and co-founder of Zurf. And Daniel, would love to see, if you can explain and showcase the demo that we have worked on together for implementing Phat Contract in Zurf.
Sure. Thank you very much for this space. So I will try to very briefly show you both the demo of the app, like what Zurf does, also a little diagram to showcase how the integration was done, and very quickly some code of the smart contract on how you would integrate Phala into your smart contract. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
So basically, this is what you would see in the Zurf app. It's a social media connected with Lens protocol and also with Farcaster. The idea here is that every user makes money by default. Yeah, you make money by sharing or interacting with content. So this is the final result. But as you can see, for example, this post required to have a minimum follower of 10 to get a reward. So how does this actually work? When I want to create content, I can choose if I want users to engage with me, like by paying for their comments to start conversations, or maybe paying for sharing content to have more reach of my promotion. So I would choose that. I can select if I want to raffle the budget I'm gonna put here, or if I want just to distribute it evenly between all the users. And here you will write your post, wherever, like hello Phala. Add some pictures and videos, and this is the part that I wanted to show so you can see how can this work. So there is some filters that you can add to your post. But for example, the minimum of followers a user has to have to receive a reward from your promotion. So for example, I want to put here he has to have 1,000 followers. and then I can continue with the post. And this data is going to be stored in our smart contract. And after that, when a user, that for us are surfers, when a surfer engages with the post, we have to check if that user has these 1,000 followers or not. So how are we doing that now? Is that the user gets into the Surf app and funds a post, for now with Rapidmatic or with USDT. He sets requirements, like a minimum number of followers to get a reward. Then the surfer engages with this promoted post, and Waves process this action from the surfer. And to validate if the action is correct, if the promotion has to pay the user or not, what we do is that we request the Phala, Phat rollup anchor, for the amount of followers that the server has. So until this stage, we were living only in the Waves contract in Polygon, but now we go outside to the Phala mainnet, and we request the Phala Lens API for this amount of followers. Then we wait for the response on this function on message received. We get the number of followers that the user has, and we check if it fills the requirements. If it does, then we pay the surfer and we update the budget of the promotion. And if it doesn't, we just don't pay the surfer, and the program continues. So how does this look in the contract? I will go really quickly around this, but first you have to import the Phat rollup anchor, which is the contract that is going to communicate with the Oracle. Then you inherit from it in your contract. And here is a bunch of logic of Waves on how to fund post and how to fund your internal wallet and so on. But the important part comes around here. This little function is really important. You have to set the attestor, which is a contract that Phala Networks gives you. And then when we process the actions from the surfers, what we did before is that using an account of our own, we will provide our contract with information of how many followers the user had. But that works, but it's not that reliable. It's not the thing that we wanted to build. We wanted to get this information on chain. So that's exactly what Phala allows us to do. So instead of us feeding the information, what we do now is that we request the Phala Oracle with information with the profile ID of the user, in this case on Lens, but soon in Farcaster also. So the Oracle can return us the amount of followers that the user has. So this function is also from the Phat rollup anchor, and is pushing the message to the Oracle. Then we wait for the on-message receipt, and we can process this message, getting the data that's coming from the Oracle. And for us, as we configure the Oracle only to give us the number of followers a profile has, we store this data as a received followers. So then we check the validity of this information in this not so pretty code, but that's how it works now. And basically, if it fills these requirements, we will update information on your budget and transfer the reward to the surfer. So very briefly, that's the contract, and here you have the Oracle, and we basically grabbed the template for the Lens API, and we just changed two small parts. This part about the query we're doing to the Lens API, instead of asking for all this information, we just wanted the total followers of the profile ID. And then right about here in the end, we also set the stats to get this total amount of followers. So this is just the beginning for us for using the Fala Oracle. This is a pretty amazing example for us because we were waiting for this kind of solution for a long time. You could say that we could have also built our own Oracle, but that would be something that was really far from our core business. That is to allow you to get more reach and boost your content on social media. So as you said, now we are just using this simple data, but it's the beginning of something really big. So yeah, that's it. We're really glad to share this with you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Daniel. This was a great overview. Also very nice to see how Zurf works on the front end. For everyone that's new to Zurf, of course, encourage everyone to use the app as well, even though if you're not an engineer, and make money by creating content, right? So this is very, very beautiful. And I really like also the difference between these two use cases already, right? Like for Airstack, creating like a trust score where, of course, Airstack is also more like a back-end provider for API services. Now with Zurf, we have Web3 Social dApp, but actually helping you guys to advance the back end. And I think especially for the monetization aspect in your dApp, it's very powerful to use Phat Contract because we can encode or like specify these kind of like requirements, right? As you described, only if X amount of followers happens, then we do the payout. So I think it's a very beautiful use case you have just shown for the Web3 social space. Thank you so much. Yeah, check out the blog post if you want to read further details about it. Now I would like to hand over to our third partner, which is Huddle 01. And we will have Dr. Shelvin to present the demo. And then also giving over to Rami to comment on it and share a little bit of further insights and ideas about our partnership. And while Shelvin is setting up the use case overall, as we talked about it last week already, is the airdrop tokens to meeting participants. So this is what we are going to see now.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, so these projects I have just clicked. Actually, this is the I would say the demo I have built for the Huddle 01. Oh, I can exist this, and actually we can just I think I can start simply like explain what I'm building here. So actually, what I'm building is the monetization for the like the meeting participants in the Huddle 01 like platform, because I think, for example, like the Huddle 01 as a Web3 dApps, so people may think like, why should I use Huddle 01 instead of like Google Meet? So I think a very important reason is that like it's the Web3 nature or the like the social graph nature of Huddle 01, because it's rooted in the Web3 world or like the Lens protocol, like and so this always means like actually we want a better connection between like the users, like the people who host this meeting, for example, like us, and the people who join this meeting. So actually, to support that, I think a very usually there is two ways to do that. So the first is called token gating. So usually, actually, we will use this to define who is allowed to join this meeting. For example, ideally, for example, we can like we only allow like the followers who have followed us on the like the Twitters to join this meeting. So actually we can use Oracle to support that. It's kind of like token gating. So to define who can join this. And another way is I would say is like the how you can like reward the meeting participants. So actually this is what I have built here. So in short, what I try to achieve is like first, actually all these meeting details is available in the Huddle 01 APIs. So actually I can read it directly from the APIs. And on the other hand, I can for example, I can create my own ERC20 token. For example, I can define my own token, or I can prepare maybe some NFTs for my meeting participants. But I think the gap here is that how to I have to do this in a trustless way because actually I shouldn't manually award these NFTs to anyone. But actually, we should ensure like only the people who have joined this meeting are allowed to get these NFTs. So this is where the Phat contract is. It's here to like fill in this gap. So actually, I try to use Phat contract to connect like ERC20 contract, and it can be updated to like the ERC721 contract. It's totally okay, and also it's also connect to like the Huddle01 API. So like the whole procedure is that, for example, you can first like send a transaction on the smart contract side to request like to airdrop the participants of certain meeting. So here, and then like the Phat contract will listen to the request, and it will receive the meeting ID here, and it will just connect to the Huddle01 API to check the participants list of this meeting. So usually it will get like a list of the wallet's address of the participants, and it can do very quick like data process. For example, this is the raw JSON data we get from the Huddle01 API. But actually, we only need to send the wallet account back to the smart contract because the transaction fee is so expensive. So if you try to like send so many data back to the smart contract, actually the gas fee will just skyrocket. Yeah, and we can do the data process here. We only extract the most important data we want, and we send it back to the ERC20 contract. And finally, the smart contract can call like the mint to really reward these participants. So this is how this is happening. And I don't think I will need to do a live test, so we can check it here. So it's very easy. So actually, this is a smart contract I have deployed, which is connected to our Oracle. And you can see this is the request I have sent. So yeah, I have sent a meeting ID. And I called the airdrop request, a meeting airdrop. So yeah, I asked it to airdrop all these participants of this meeting. And then this is the response come back from the Oracle. Yeah. Yeah, we can check this a bit. Yeah, so you can see it's received like two participants accounts from the Huddle01 API, and finally the result is that we airdrop these tokens to these two accounts for them to join our meeting. Yeah, and another things I try to highlight here is that the time. So you can see actually like this request is sent like 2 hours and 48 minutes ago, and the response comes immediately. Yeah, and I would say I think many participant here is not that, but actually usually like the normal response time like for like the last generation like Oracle from Chainlink is usually like half an hour. So usually, for example, if you send a request to get, for example, the price of certain token, usually they can only promise that they will respond to you within like half an hour, or unless like there is big changes in the price, it will trigger a bit faster response. But actually, in the Fala case, usually we can finish this response. First, we can build it very easily, and the second, this will come very fast, just like within minutes. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Evan. Also very nice to see the third use case and different approach that we are taking here with Phat Contract integrating into Huddle01. Ramit, let us know how you perceive this demo internally. What are you guys thinking of doing further with Phat Contract, and just your comments. Would love to hear this.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Alvin, for presenting the demo and building it out. So like if you see based on the engagement in the meeting and then rewarding the participants, it kind of adds the incentivization layer to the already present communication layer out there in our platform, right? And other part where Shelvin just told in the start of the event that it is possible to now use that Phat Contract APIs into any blockchain ecosystem, right? You can just bring your own custom RPC and just plug it in there. And we as a Huddle Oven as a platform is also a multi-chain platform. So now you can see like people can be coming from different chains and we can have an active view like this person joined through this Cosmos wallet login, or this person joined through a EVM wallet login, and respectively we can airdrop a system. So like a multi-chain airdrop system can be built. So in a way, you are all like no participant from any particular chain feels missed out, and it's kind of makes a cohesive environment where communication is not bounded by a chain which you are using to log in also. So yeah, I guess these two parts cover it, like both depth and breadth wise. Like all the meeting participants are getting rewarded, and not only from particular chain but from different blockchain ecosystems that are joining. Moving forward, I guess there can be different use cases where any meeting analytics that we want to present to the public. So then going forward, developers can build over them. It can be any front end client which just says like what are the active meeting rooms that are happening around. So like suppose we have integrated spaces in some Web3 socials. So it can be a leaderboard where they see like, okay, these are the some of the recurrent spaces that are going on, or these are the spaces or meeting rooms that are seeing more engagement. So those kind of public leaderboards can be also built out, and people can see like these popular, like more like popular topics we generally see in Web2 space, right? So yeah, I think those can be further built on. But yeah, thanks for the inviting.
Cool. Thank you so much, Ramit. And just to clarify on the timeline, I think, I mean, this is just a demo, and the Huddle team is also working on implementing this right now. So also stay tuned when this new feature of airdrop tokens to the participants will be live then on Huddle. And then you can experience Phat Contract being integrated live on the Huddle One platform. So very, very excited about this. Cool. I think we're about to wrap up, but we had a last point where Josh wanted to go over maybe some demos from that were submitted in our hack challenge. Is there a quick summary, Josh, that we can just walk through just to give some more ideas on like use cases, just as a quick walkthrough, and then we wrap this up with a quick summary.
Yeah, sure. I can walk through this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I'll walk through some of the hackathon participant submissions from our recent hackathon with Developer DAO. One showcase would be SafeShift, which is a content sharing platform with NSFW detection. So in this project, they were able to filter out NSFW content on Lens protocol. So they have their like a workflow here of like starting the SafeShare dApp contains Phat Contract's verifiability, decentralization, and trustlessness. So when it comes down, it'll take like the text content and the image content, and then what they do is for right now with their project, they run it through TensorFlow, I believe, and they're able to then determine if it contains like NSFW content and either like upload onto Lens or restrict the upload to Lens. So that was one of the pretty cool projects that we saw submitted, and was one of the top prize winners. And this was kind of their interface here. Can't really demo it right here, but I'll move to the next one, which was the other submission that we had, which was verifying OTP on chain with Phat functions. They say Phat functions, but Phat Contract 2.0. This project utilized OTP, and then they also integrated with XMTP as well. So they would send your OTP, your one-time password to your XMTP inbox, so that within like a specified validity period. So in this case, they were able to integrate like a OTP provider and XMTP to be able to share that to the account of the user. And this was one of the top winners as well. Another project also used OTP as well to do time-based transactions. So they would be able to get an OTP code, and then be able to then use it for like a one-time transaction in this case. So this is just kind of like a high-level look at how their OTP model looked with the Phat Contract 2.0. Next one would be diving into like NFTs and gaming. So this one was called Lens Fight. And in LensFi, they also integrated with like the push notifications, like the Ethereum push notification service, so that whenever a Lens Fight results were to happen after a match were to conclude, it would push the notification to the inbox of all the people following the channel. And then also from this use case, they utilize the Lens API to generate your on-chain stats that would correlate to your attack scores. And as you grew in your battles, and then also as like a user of Lens, so does your attack power. So it was a dynamic way of enhancing your characters in your Lens Fight game as well. And they had like a little NFT collection as well with like the chain battles and just like a warrior level 6 here. The next one was Phat Strategy. So this is a simple game rules with a little live demo. I can kind of show it here. I'm connected to it. So like the first hand, looking for a solve page. So stake amounts, that's 0-1. What's the handle for the first player? So since they're also using Lens, I think we can use this, and I believe. Ooh. And then.
You have wished
So
father.
yeah, because these are like all like we'll see like how they would work, but yeah, moving forward, the next one was Skybet. Skybet was a betting game. So I had participated in one game here, but this was like their dashboard, so that you could create games here and make bets with your dashboard based on, in this case, like enthusiasts trying to like predict and potentially earn off of their rewards in this market in this case. So you had like a custom game creation here where you could set different durations and staking periods that empower the gaming experience. So these were some different use cases that other builders use to be able to leverage the Phat Contract 2.0 to create these unique apps. And the last one was like an NFT on-chain travel history application as well. Their site is down as well, but yeah, these were kind of like some of the types of dApps that people could build, and there's just like a small little showcase. And later we'll release an article and also interview with these participants for them to like kind of walk through their applications that they built.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Josh. Very, very good to see these kind of further dApps and ideas that have been built with Phat Contract, specifically also 2.0. And I mean, these hacks were mainly focused on the Lens API, have you seen, but also want to mention that we are working on more templates, and it's of course now with partnering with Airstack. Lens API was the first API, the first data set that we were helping dApp developers to bring on chain, but we are expanding on this, of course, and of course And as I said, working with Airstack also creates many more use cases for the developers to bring any off-chain data into your smart contracts. Perfect. This is actually everything we had to show for you today. And I would like to thank you again for everyone joining here in this meeting room, but also online on X. I saw that we have several people also joining and watching our demo showcase here today. Feel free to follow all of our partners. Please Huddle, Airstack, and Zurf online, use their products, try to integrate all of their developer tooling or use the front-end dApps. And if you are interested in reading more about the partnerships, we have announced all our partnerships last week and this week. And if anyone of you or from the community is happening to be in Istanbul next week for Dev Connect, please join our event where we also will introduce and work on with our partners, and happy to meet several people in person. So I would like to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everyone, again, especially to our partners, everyone from our team to join, and see you very soon.